Hello guys, how we doing? Welcome back to the West Ham World. It's Luke here. You're going to get 2 videos from me today. Later on I'll do the Nottingham Forest preview, which is a massive game. Could be Potter's last chance. So I'll do that later. But some positive news finally. We've been waiting all summer for our midfield to finally get some sort of a boost and some energy and different ideas. The first one was announced earlier this morning in Fernandez, the guy we've been chasing all summer. We've had a couple of bids rejected, but finally, the 21-year-old has signed from Southampton in a fee believed to be anywhere from 38 to 40 million with a few add-ons as well. Also believed to have been Potter's #1 target. I know it's changed a few times, but yeah. He has signed. I'm just on the website now. It says West Ham are delighted to announce the signing of the outstanding young Portuguese midfielder Fernandez. The 21-year-old joins from Southampton on a 5-year contract for an undisclosed fee, having impressed greatly for the Saints in the Premier League. The Sporting Lisbon Academy product is a Portugal under-21 international whose all-round talent, defence contributions, creativity have made him one of the outstanding young players in European football. Fernandez was amongst the best Premier Leagues for defensive action in 24-25. When combined with his attacking movement on the ball and progressive passing, he ranked among an elite group of all-round midfielders in England's top division. His ability to elevate the squad and have an immediate impact were identified by the coaching staff and recruitment team. Fernandez will now continue his career in claret and blue and is excited to become a hammer. I'm really happy about this one. He is a young lad, 21. You know, we have got to give him a bit of time. But I do think he's good enough. I'm hoping he's good enough, you know, to go straight in and we see just a little bit more athleticism in our midfield. And, you know, again, it's a World Cup year. He's 21. He'll want to go with Portugal to the World Cup. Obviously, that Portugal midfield is absolutely ridiculous. You know, Fernandez, Silva, Vitina, Neves. You know, he's unlikely to start for Portugal's first team, but he'll want to be there. He may have a really good chance to be picked as a squad player and, you know, get some cameos at the World Cup. But like I say, that Portugal midfield is absolutely ridiculous. But I'm excited. I'm excited about this one. What did he say? He said, I'm very happy to be here. Very excited to play for West Ham. I think it's a big step for me. It's a big club, a massive club. The project, the stadium, the city, everything. I want to try and play football, enjoy football, not just run and try to score, but to try and play good football. I think the most important thing is to try and give everything every day. Always nice to hear. Keep your comments coming in, guys. If you're new around here or if you've been here since the beginning, I try when I'm live to read out every single comment. This is going to be as long as you guys want it to be sort of show. Let me say I'll do my preview later on. That won't be live though, the preview. What did Potter say? Mateus is a young player who has made impressive progress in the early part of his career, and we are delighted to have secured his signing. He gained valuable experience in the Premier League last year with Southampton, and is someone who really can help improve us and fit into what we're trying to build and develop as a club. We believe that his attributes and strengths will bring different dimension to our squad. From speaking to him, I know he can't wait to get started here. He has shown great maturity, character for someone so young, and we look forward to seeing his continued progress. Everyone at West Ham wish him good luck. So yeah, brilliant signing. And for me, he's got to go straight in. I don't want to spoil too much of my preview for later on. But yeah, for me, no more Rodriguez, no more Will-Price together. I want to see Lucas, Fernandez, and the other guy that has signed. It's been confirmed by the big sources on Twitter, or X as it's called now. Just hasn't been officially announced from West Ham yet, but it is done. The Magassa signing. Is it Sagassa? He signed as well, 21. Again, young, good age. And he looks physical, you know, can play centre-back apparently as well. I don't think he will. I think he'll play in the 8 role, you know, the defensive midfielder role. Fernandez and will it be Paquetá again? What what scares me, and I think a few channels have said it, but I said it as well, if one more comes, and it is the other one that I think we all want in Quinton Timber, apart from his injury record, that's a really good midfield we potentially have there. Again, we haven't seen it. We don't know whether it has fluidity on paper. Looks amazing. But yeah, Timber, if we can get Timber over the line, he's a really, really special player. He'll give us that physicality, the running, the legs that we've been so desperate for. Magassa, so I keep getting his name wrong, I do apologise. I can't say I know loads about him. I've watched videos. He looks like he can move the ball well. He looks mobile, which is something that West Ham midfield need desperately. I can't say I know much about him, but it's just nice to actually have a couple of new signings in that midfield that's just absolutely killing us at the minute. It is killing us. So yeah, my fear is, though, if Timber does come in as well, which we are heavily, heavily linked with, I've got a feeling it could be him or Alex Garcia, because it looks like there's moving parts, that could happen there. The only thing that I think that it's Leverkusen, the other team that are in for him, is Ten Hag, the Dutch connection, maybe could sway him to go there. Leverkusen are a very good club as well, a very well-run club. We know that, we've played against them. We've seen what they did a couple of years ago. But yeah, my fear is that if those three come in, then Paquetá is gone. There's loads of rumours about Aston Villa. They're looking to replace Ramsey. There's a few rumours that there was a couple of rumours I see this morning actually about Tielemans. Like it says, watch him on the last day of the window. There could be something there. I'd love to get Tielemans. God, what a player he is. Obviously, Morgan Rogers as well is sort of being flirted around by other teams. Great player. So maybe Paquetá could move. I really don't want to see it. I don't. The club was giving it all the happy 28th birthday to our signing to our Brazilian Magnifico today. So don't sell him. Don't sell him. If anything, right? I don't want to sell him, but if anything, if you're gonna sell him, don't sell him until January. See whether these, if we get Quinton in as well, with Fernandez and Magassa, then see how they work. See how it works, because there's no guarantee that the three come in and it works. And you may still, you might still need Paquetá for that magic and that pass and the goals that he's capable of that we see the other day. I don't want to see him go. I want to see him in there with Fernandez. I want to see him in there with Magassa, so that we can really, he can help them. He can help them with his, his level, his ability in training. He'll be good for them as well. They're still young lads. 21, and they're both 21, aren't they? I think Fernandez and Magassa are both 21. If Timber comes in, I think Timber's 24 or 25, I think. So yeah, we need that. What else was we linked with as well? Just before I go into the comments, there's a couple of Onana. Apparently we've turned down. Thank God. It would have just been. Can you imagine? Onana, Hermanderson, and Areola? 3 goal. You've got Onana's absolute shocking. Hermanderson's confidence has gone at me. I'm not going to call him a shocking goalkeeper. I'm just going to say his confidence is being shot. Worst thing that could possibly happen to a goalkeeper in their first 2 games. You got Areola, who may not want to be there. I like Areola, but he may not want to be there. It would be a bit of a horror show. Obviously, we're still rumours that we're in for that Victor John, but Botafogo don't want to talk to us. Can't blame them. Cannot blame them. The other there's a couple of outs. Obviously, Rodriguez looks like he will go. Thank God. Even though I thought he was the better one out of the 3 in terms of technical ability, in terms of Souček, Will-Price and Rodriguez, he's probably the better one technically. Will-Price is going nowhere. Since I last did a video, we've rejected a bid from Everton as well for Souček. I wouldn't be selling Souček. I wouldn't. Until one of these midfielders we've bought in or someone else shows that they can go and be that 8 to 10 goal a season midfielder. And also I need to see us going up the league and not having to rely on him, I am not selling Souček yet. And I know people are saying he's frustrated, and he was winding me up something rotten the other day, giving the ball away. But he does get goals, and he's still there to be an impact nuisance if we're really desperate. When this season does carry on being really, really bad, we need it. Keep the comments coming in, guys. I am going to go into them. I'm not ignoring them. I'm just giving you the summary of the news that's out there. Then I'll go in and we'll have a little chat. What was the other one? A Gerd to Sunderland. Apparently, he's the man. He's the man who's been the nuisance. Apparently, again, I don't know whether that's. I think that's out there now, isn't it? That he has been quite disruptive. He's been apparently telling transfer targets not to come to West Ham. Again, I'm not against. To be honest with you, I've got no faith, real faith, in any of our centre-backs. I'll be honest. I'll be totally honest. I can't stand Kilman. I can't. I don't rate him at all. We was absolutely had our pants pulled down on that 40 million price tag. He's a coward who offers nothing. Tobido shows glimpses, and then he has little brain farts, and he can't do more than 70 minutes. And he's not a real stopper. A Gerd has got a great ping on him, looks pretty on the ball, can't win a header, doesn't really like the physical stuff. Mavropanos, very good at the physical stuff, wins the ball in the air, but again, has brain farts. And yeah, I would, if I was greedy, which I am, because it's my club, our club, I would like a striker and a centre-back to come in with these three midfielders. So Timber, Fernandez, Magassa. Centre-back, don't know who. Don't ask me to name a centre-back. And a striker. A couple of strikers we've been linked with. I can't pronounce his name. Is it Dewey or something like that? And then there was Victor Boniface. Victor Boniface is a great player. He is. He's physical. He's an absolute nuisance. But that injury, and I know it happened about 4 or 5 years ago, where he had the double cruciate. I don't know if you guys remember him playing against us. He's an absolute unit of a geezer. He's like young Lukaku, Everton days. He was close to joining AC Milan and failed a medical. Yeah, I like him, but it's a massive risk. It's a massive, 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 massive risk. And, with Wilson also having injury problems, Fulkrug also having injury problems, it would be like you're relying on all the stars to align that if Wilson got injured, Fulkrug steps in. If Fulkrug gets injured, Boniface steps in, and vice versa, all the way through the season. And that's without potentially Bowen getting injured as well. So, yeah. I think that's about it, really, in terms of what news I can give you. And now I am going to go into the comments. One last thing, just come my head there. My only fear now, sadly as well, is Potts couldn't get in the team without Rodriguez, Irvine, Souček, Ward-Prowse. What hopes he got now? If I was Potts, who'd played every single pre-season and done a decent job out there and looks okay when he comes on, I think I'd be asking trying to get out to loan. I don't know. I don't want that. But surely he's got to look and think, this geezer ain't got no faith in me. This geezer's not going to play me. Yeah. Right. Comments. Thank you guys for the comments. Brilliant as always. Check your subscribe, guys, as well, if you are new and watching. West Ham Massive says, good morning, Luke. I hope you're well. I am, mate, because we finally bloody booked some players. He also says, if a byproduct of signing Fernandez, Magassa and Timber is that we need to sell one of Paqueta, Souček or Potsy, who do you sell and why? That's a good question. I don't want to sell Paqueta because I think if you get these midfielders around him, you know, that can really play, share the ball, do some running, and really provide him with that opportunity to play the free role where he will just be incredible. I wouldn't be sending him. I love Potsy, and I really want him to do well. And I've made a case for Souček because of the goals. I think it's such a hard question. It's a great question as well. I think I'd sell Souček. Even though I've made that case of him scoring goals, I'd like to think that with that midfield, if you brought in a good striker and you have Bowen back in his normal position, with Jimmy coming back as well, I think we could get enough. I think the goals could hopefully be found elsewhere. Personally, I'd keep all three, get a shot of James Ward-Prowse, but he seems Beatrice likes it. That's great, Beatrice. I love that. Yeah, I would love to see Ward-Prowse go. It's a shame he wasn't part of the deal with Fernandez, because we all know, and I'll go into it in a preview later this afternoon, we all know Ward-Prowse is starting that game on Sunday. Even though Fernandez and Magassa are going to be there, who knows, Timber could be as well. Maybe Timber won't be signed in time for that if we do get Timber. I'm not saying that's a banker, that one, but, you know, and if he does that, it's just like, mate, you're not helping yourself. It is last chance saloon for him. It really is. If it goes wrong on Sunday and he hasn't put in any of these players, if he puts in the players and we put in an okay performance and we lose, you know, maybe you can go, okay, but if he goes with the same crap, same slow pace, I've got no defence for him. And also, there's loads of managers that have come out of work in the last few days. Mourinho was sacked today. Solskjaer, God forbid, don't want him, has been sacked today. Nuno could be sacked. It ain't like there's not a queue of managers that would look at West Ham and go, I want that. You know, there's a lot out there at the minute. The Mourinho one is a real weird one for me. I don't want him for the style of play, but I would love him for calling out Sullivan. You know he ain't having it. He will absolutely throw him under the bus and kill him. And for that reason alone, that's the only reason I would take Jose Mourinho. Wasim says, hey, Luke, really happy Fernandez and Magassa. I think we need one more, but don't want to see Pac-Man go either. I agree, mate. Totally agree with you. Stand on Villa topic. If we could get one of I always get bloody hard to say that. Contra or Mings in part exchange for Paquetá again, who and why? I like Consa. I'll be honest. Consa's a Canning Town boy. I used to work at a secondary school called Cumberland. You guys, if you're from Canning Town, Plaistow, you'll know the school. When I worked there, Ezra was in year 9, year 10 at the time. I can't say I remember much about his footballing ability back then, but obviously he's gone on and, you know, had a fantastic career, hasn't he? I like Mings, but again, very injury prone. So yeah, if you're doing that as a part exchange, mate, I think I would take Consa because I think he would come as well. Like I say, he's a Canning Town boy, grew up in the area, and he'd probably like to be back where his family are, unless his family have moved up there to Villa with him. Yeah, I think I'll take Ezra Consa, mate. Apparently, Fernandez has the worst clean sheet percentage of any Premier League goalkeeper who has played at least 20 matches. Well, that doesn't surprise me, mate. If Sunderland want a Gerd and he is causing grief behind the scenes, get him in, be ultra cheeky and leverage to get in Dan Ballard. Yeah, we need someone like that, like a Dan Ballard, just physical. You know them defenders that love defending, just body on the line, or Bonner, Zoomers, Collins, Reed, you know, just animals. We haven't got an animal. There's no one there like, you know, when you play football, you look at a defender and you go, oh, I don't fancy that. Don't fancy that. I don't think we've got anyone like that. I don't think strikers or midfielders that would be closing down and running them defenders down go, nah, I don't fancy that if he goes through me. You know, like Van Dijk, people look at him and go, nah. Like, he's catching me up. He can probably body me as well. So we need someone like that who wants to go out there and bloody hurt someone, you know. McAllister says, "Hey Luke, under 21's playing later, so we get to check out Kante. At defence, need a simple fix of 2 central defenders that can communicate and work together to win the matches." Yeah, I need 4 as well. And the problem is I don't trust any of those defenders in a 2, and that's why I need the 2 back. But I don't know what Juve will do at left back either. I think he could play more of a left wing, if I'm honest with you. I think he's got a fantastic cross in him. No one can deny that. So we're maybe slightly weak there if we do drop into a 4. And obviously Wan-Bissaka won't play. I can't see Wan-Bissaka playing that bad as he did against Chelsea again. You know, you put him back into the 4. I think he'll be okay. And if you are going to play that system, I think I'd rather play Wan-Bissaka as the right centre back and Kyle Walker-Peters as the right wing back. I thought Kyle Walker-Peters played well. I didn't see him getting rave reviews, but I thought he was all right. I quite like him. He's busy, he's mobile, and he works hard. He didn't really do anything wrong, Walker-Peters, did he? West Ham Massey says, personally, a player I'd go for is Lewis Dunk. I know it's extremely unlikely, but he might like the change of scenery, an old school defender. Yeah, mate. It's someone like in that mould. Brian P says Potter can't. Paquetá can't go. We need him. We do, mate. I do not want to see it. Get rid of JWP and Guido. Yeah. Would you sell Pac-Man if the money was used for a solid centre back and a quick striker? Good question. Very good question, Spencer. I think so we're saying we reckon it's about 60 mil, don't we? I think I would. I think I would. Yeah, I think I would. If it was a really good centre back and a striker that's going to get you 10, 15 goals, because there's no point saying 20, 25 anymore. Those strikers don't exist anymore unless you're elite. Then I think I would. Yeah, I think I would, mate. Well, there's also the thing, I don't know if you guys read it. I assume you have. I'm not thinking you're that naive. You're all like me. As soon as you wake up in the morning, you want to read about West Ham. There are some rumours that we are trying to sell our women's team for around 55 million. So maybe there's something there where we found a way that maybe if we said, that will raise some funds, and maybe we ain't got to sell Paquetá. I don't know. If he plays, even then, though, I was going to say if he plays on Sunday, you would say he's not going, but he's still got Monday till 7 o'clock where something can happen. I don't know. I don't want him to go. Starting 11 on Sunday will be interesting. Yep, I'll go into that later, mate, when I do my preview. Potter got to give Fernandez 4 match because we are crap in the midfield. If they play in any other players with the war press, forget it. Okay. I want to see Fernandez start on Sunday. We have an emergency in midfield. Yeah, he has to start. He has to go in and start. He's played a couple of games for Southampton. I watched the first game of the season against Wrexham. He came off the bench. Then in the cup game, he actually scored for him. And then obviously, I think he sort of said he didn't want to play, and then Will Steele, West Ham agent, their manager, has sanctioned the deal. Thank you, Will. I thought James Ford-Prowse was a Southampton legend. Maybe he was wrong. He's more of a cult hero. Yeah, I don't know, mate. Obviously, we're not fans of the club, we can't fully tell that. Sean says, would you start Fernandez against Forest? Yes, mate, 100%. Yep, we need an aggressive, intimidating central defender. We do. A nasty, angry, cut on his head, loves winning a ball in the air, 49% stake in the women's team to US investor to get around PSR. Yep, mate, I don't mind those little tricks like that. I can't stand Sullivan. I can't stand him. But it's things like that of where we fell behind for so long. Like if there is a way that we can manipulate it and get money freed up and get our cash flow good, by all means go and do it. Other clubs do it. The big clubs, Chelsea, Arsenal and all that. Villa, I think Villa sold their ladies team as well, didn't they? If there's ways to get cash flow into the team, go and do it. I'm fine with Juve. What he lacks is experience. He makes up with his own pace to recover. I trust him, but I don't know what is going on with Ollie Skiles. Brady claimed in a recent TalkSport interview that Kudus was sold for PSR reasons. I find it hard to believe. So do I, mate. We could have, as many channels, many accounts have put out, they can invest 90 million of their own funds. That's Kretinsky's a billionaire, Sullivan's a billionaire. The Gold family are very, very rich in terms of, I think they're worth about 500 to 800 million on paper. You've got Trip Smith, who's a billionaire as well, I believe. Are you telling me between them, they couldn't have come up with a package of 90 million so that they don't have to sell? And again, it's just lack of, lack of intent and lack of ambition, really. They don't want to do it. But I think the pressure build-up of poor results, petitions, that protest that's going to happen at the Palace game, it gets to them. It does. And that's why, even if results improve, guys, I want results to improve. Of course I do. I hate it. At the start of the season, I was a bit positive because of the pre-season was okay. I thought, come on, it can be a sort of good season, just get through the season, not a European one, not a relegation one, but a nice steady season. I hate coming on here and talking about West Ham losing. I hate it. It's draining, it's hard work. But yeah, what my point is, I've got a bit of tangent. Even if we start winning and things turn around and we have a real good run now, we wait and see. Please don't let that deflect from you that the problem still remains at this football club, that David Sullivan, Brady, etc. are not showing ambition and are holding us back. Why does it take to be 2-3 games into a season, they finally go, boom, we need it. Should have been done right at the beginning. Pay the bloody money so the young boys, Magassa, Fernandez, can go on pre-season with West Ham, fully get into our system. Don't let us winning blind you from the problem still. Be happy we won. Be happy West Ham are winning and doing well, which I love, and that's what I want more than anything. But don't let it blind you from the fact that they're still at this club, and this problem will come around again. If we do improve and get a little bit better now, it will come back. This problem will come back. Is Emerson still here? Apparently so, mate. Nothing yet. If they invest 90 million, they'd only charge us interest on it, probably, mate. Yeah. We made pre-tax profit of 57.2 million in the year ending 31st of the 5th, 2024. So I'm not buying the PSR excuse. I'm not even, mate. I'm not buying it. I think Kudus maybe I see it as I don't play wingers and couldn't really find a place for him, and maybe just went, yeah, okay, I'm happy for him to go. But he's shown in these couple of games at Tottenham, there is a good player in there. He was frustrating. He did frustrate me at times, Kudus. But the Kudus we had last season was not the Kudus we had the season before last. I think if we was losing that Kudus, the one we had the season before last, maybe I think differently. Oh, people decide to drill just as I'm doing my video. I was posed an interesting question yesterday, and I'm not sure how I feel about it. Should Mark Noble be calling out Brady and Sullivan for the stewardship of the club? I was asked that question a couple of weeks ago, actually, on a live stream that I was doing. And I said exactly what you... Oh, that is not me farting, guys. As someone drilling outside my house. So I'm going to wrap it up in a minute. Personally, I think he's in a difficult position. He is, mate. He's the fan of the club. He's a club legend. But there are his employers, and they can bomb him off. I think he might see the bigger picture, that eventually one day, he may have a bigger role at the club, and he's doing great things at the academy. You can't say the academy's, he's succeeding in his actual role as the youth sort of director of the youth and academy, isn't he? They're creating wonderful players it's up to the next person to try and get him in there. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe he is vocal. Maybe behind closed doors, maybe he does say something. But I don't think he actually has a seat on that board. You know, he don't sit in them big boy meetings. And I think it's just a lot of yes men in that building. If Noble speaks, he's likely to be shown the door, in my opinion. Yeah, it's not like when he was a player, when he spoke up about Grady being sold. You know, Sullivan that knew dare. You know, they can't go against Mark. You know, then you know that you do what you got to do, Mark. You know, you're a player, you're a legend. Yeah. So 2 new players in. Hopefully, we'll get a third. Hope that ain't the end of it. I think there'll be a lot of movement now. There's going to be a lot of movement now. Outs, Rodriguez, like I say, Irvine, probably Emerson as well, maybe a Gerd. And then hopefully, like I say, we can potentially get a centre back in and potentially get a striker in. Who knows? Maybe Paquetá goes, maybe Paquetá don't. There's a lot that's going to happen, I think, in these next couple of days. Mourinho would be too strong a character for Sullivan. Yeah, I said that, didn't I? That's the only thing I would have Mourinho there for, is because he'd call him out. He'd go, like, we dead. Get me these players in. And then when he don't get him in and make excuses or tries to throw him under the bus, like he'll throw Potter under the bus if Fernandez don't work out, Mourinho will just go straight back at him. And I would love to, you know, that's one thing I wouldn't mind seeing playing out in the press. But that would mean West Ham are doing bad, and I don't want that. And Mourinho could come in and, you know, he might win us, and I would take it like that, obviously. He might win us cup, you know, or might get us into Europe and we get to a final or whatever. But when he goes, you know, 2 year in, 3 year in, he's got, like, the club will be in an absolute shambles, you know, because he has to have these players that are ready-made. You know, he's not about building these young Fernandez's up and these Magassas or whoever. He would, you know, he wants the Casemiros and the people like that are sort of like 29, 30, so that when he leaves, they're like 33, 34 on massive wages, and we'd be in a really, really bad situation. What's this? Thank you, Luke. Going to record our voice preview now. Have a great weekend. Thank you, mate. Appreciate you coming over, mate, and chatting on my channel. Right, I'm leaving it there because I've got to go and do the Forest preview now myself. So yeah, that is the news so far. 2 in. Will it be more? And how many are going to be going? Check this, subscribed, hit the like button. Let's go.